12:02. I'm Di Rice with the latest in live, local, and national and international news here on Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. While the GOP is all up in arms about Syrian refugees, there is something else to be worried about: the U.S. visa waiver program. You ask why? Well, it allows citizens from 38 countries, many of them European, to enter the U.S. for up to 90 days without getting a visa. Now, that could potentially have included some of the people involved in the Paris attacks, since a number of them were French and Belgian nationals. Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein and Republican Senator Jeff Flake are co-sponsoring a bill that would alter the program to, as they say, make us safer. And while Republicans have long fought the changes, this time it looks like Feinstein might finally get her way, a Democrat turning the tables on the GOP and using national security to get a bill passed. And a Democrat and a Republican working together. Also, locally, the man accused of shooting to death one person and wounding another in Redlands pleaded not guilty to charges yesterday. Prentice Tonell Grant, 55, has been charged with murder, attempted murder, and possession of a dangerous weapon in connection with the shootings last Friday outside an apartment complex. Grant was appointed a public defender during a hearing in San Bernardino Superior Court. An unidentified 28-year-old was the intended target. That's according to Redlands police. However, a bystander, Severa Santos Velasco, 43, was the actual victim. She was fatally struck by a stray bullet while passing out flyers in an attempt to raise money for a cousin, Rafael Arce, who was beaten to death October 23rd. Grant is due to return to court December 5th. Inland Empire weather. Got some clouds out there. Possibility of rain on and off throughout the day with a high of 61. Overnight low tonight 52. Tomorrow, partly sunny sky for Thanksgiving Day and a high of about 61. Currently, it's 58 degrees here in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive. The 18 is closed in both directions up in the mountain areas at the 38 North Shore Drive, and the 38 southbound is jammed toward the 18. So if you're making your way up to the mountains or trying to get down, it is going to be a long haul. In Corona, there's an accident blocking the left lane of the 91 eastbound at Green River Drive. And let's see, in Riverside, 91 eastbound just past Madison, there's an injury crash blocking the carpool lane. Accident in 2 lanes of the 91 westbound just past 6th Street and Maple Street. That's got, that is an overturned vehicle, has the 2 lanes blocked. So it is very, very slow. My recommendation, keep listening to the radio here, Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5, where we leave no listener behind. In fact, Dave Ramsey is coming up next here on Kcaa.
What is San Bernardino going to do with the Carousel Mall? Keep track of the mall development and more local news in the San Bernardino City News. Local sports, education, business, and entertainment news in print and online at sanbernardinocitynews.com.
If you don't know what it's all about, Dr. Jolly will tell you on What's It All About, Wednesday afternoons at 3 on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people.
Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. 225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call. This is the eve of Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve, and I love Thanksgiving. because I have so much to be thankful for. And by the way, so do you. You're so lucky. Luck had nothing to do with it. Hard work and God's blessings. It's this mystical combination of the two. And that's what your life is a result of, and mine too. And so we're going to stop as we go through the show today and make sure that you're thankful for something. We get so caught up in worrying about turkeys and Black Friday and dysfunctional family coming over. That's the good part of the holidays, is you get to see your family. It's the bad part of the holidays is you get to see your family. They're all coming to my house, and so I don't know what that means, but it could be me. I could be the turkey. I could be the one I'm talking about. That's fun. So, hey, it's the holidays. So I want to just make sure in the middle of all of this, we stop and say what we're thankful for. So you're going to do that as your ticket of entry onto the show today. Open phones at 888-825-5225 as we talk about your life and your money. Sonia is with us from San Antonio, Texas, starting off this hour. What are you thankful for, Miss Sonia?
I am thankful for my wonderful husband and my beautiful children.
Awesome. Very cool. And what's your question for the day?
So my question is, my husband has thankfully been very wise with saving money, and he has encouraged our family to, go through the Financial Peace University, and he's read the book, and he thankfully had a very good job a couple years ago that we were able to pay off all of our debt aside from our home. And we were in a good position that he wanted to try kind of a different career path. And during that time, we ended up using up our emergency fund, and so we're kind of back to some debt, unfortunately. And my dad recently passed away and left a little bit of money from life insurance, and I'm wondering at this point what I should do with that money, just to kind of give you a little bit of more information.
How much money did you receive?
It was about $15,000.
Okay. How much money did you run up in debt before he woke up from his dream that turned into a nightmare?
Well, thankfully, no debt. We just used up all of our emergency.
I thought you said we ran up some debt.
Well, no, we don't really have any debt because we were able to sell one of our vehicles and pay off a second vehicle. So
okay, so you did run up some debt. You just took care of it.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And so what, is he back to work now?
He is starting a new job, yes.
And how much is he making?
We haven't gotten the final number yet on that, but it'll be roughly $60,000 a year with bonus potential.
Do you work outside the home?
I do, yes, sir.
Okay. If you guys stick to the baby steps, if you restart the baby steps again, are you going to stick with it this time?
Yes.
Okay. Because let me tell you, living your dream's not an emergency.
Right.
Bad choice.
Okay.
I want you to live your dream, but it's not an emergency. So
right.
You don't use your emergency fund to start businesses and live your dream.
Okay.
You don't use your emergency fund for anything but emergencies. You save up and invest beyond that to do those other things that you want to do. And
okay.
So here's the problem. If you spend this money to put yourself back on even ground, and then you relapse again, you're going to have tremendous guilt because it's money from life insurance from your father's passing. And I don't want you to have that guilt.
Right, and part of the issue is we recently were in a car accident where our vehicle was totaled, and so we are in
insurance?
A position now. I'm sorry?
You have insurance?
Yes.
How much was the vehicle worth?
Well, the other person's insurance paid us about $5,400 for the vehicle.
And that's what it was worth?
Right.
Okay, so buy a $5,400 vehicle. That doesn't affect the $15,000.
Okay, so I should not use that money from my dad
to move up in car while you don't have an emergency fund?
Right.
No.
Okay.
You have an emergency fund first, and then you move up in car with money you save beyond that, and you need $15,000 as an emergency fund. So if it were me, I would put stamp emergency fund on the $15,000. I'd buy a $5,400 car. I'd get myself on a budget, and the two of you need to recommit to this process again of getting out and staying out of debt and starting to build some wealth now. I do want you to move up in car later, but you save up beyond your emergency fund to buy items that are not necessities. And the difference in a $5,400 car and a $15,000 car is a want, not a need.
Right.
I don't mind you getting a nicer car. I just don't. We just don't want to do that out of the emergency fund. Let's pretend you had a $15,000 emergency fund. You called me up and said, "Dave, I want to take my $5,400 and add $5,000 with it out of my emergency fund to move up in car." I would tell you no, right? Because I would say, don't use your emergency fund to buy a car, wouldn't I?
Right.
And that's what I'm doing here. We're just kind of going around the barn twice to get there because of the story that's entailed in this whole process. But the thing that's scary in the whole conversation that I'm having with you is I don't get the sense that you guys realize what the track is yet. And you keep jumping off the track in the past and even heading into the future. So I'm going to send you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover. If you don't have one, I'm going to have Kelly pick up and give you one. And I want you to go through that book and really get on those baby steps. And here's why. Because they really work. Richard is in Houston, Texas. Hi, Richard. Happy Eve of Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family, Dave. From what we've been through this year, I'm thankful for everyone here in the house.
Amen. Amen. How can I help today, sir?
Well, as I was telling Kelly, I have a special needs daughter. She's 6, going to be 7 in January. She has autism. She was diagnosed with epilepsy this year. She's semi-verbal. How do you teach a special needs child about money?
Did Kelly tell you she's got one?
Yes, she did.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So it has to do with how developmentally delayed they are. Okay. The more extreme the autism, the more developmentally delayed you're facing, the harder it is to teach anything, including money, right?
Yeah.
And so the more they're able to learn anything about basic life skills, then the more you're able to teach them about money. And so you just go to where they are and you say, okay, this one's functioning on a 3-year-old level, this one's functioning on a 13-year-old level, whatever it is, and you teach them as if that's just like you would other things, right? What you give them the patience level, even though you may be looking at a child that chronologically is older than that, we're dealing with their developmental age. And so we meet them where they are, and that gives you this beautiful thing God gives you, which is patience and love for stuff that otherwise would drive you nuts, right?
Yeah.
So just teach them where they are, man. And you know, how would you teach a 3-year-old? If that's the level they're functioning on, teach them that way. And if they move along the developmental scale, if they're growing, which would be awesome, you're seeing some progress, then you move up as if you would a traditional child that was aging and maturing. Hey, good question, man. Thanks for the call.
As family and friends gather for Thanksgiving, we pause to appreciate life and the good things it has brought us this past year. Join the world-renowned Mormon Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra at Temple Square for Life is a Gift, a special music and the spoken word Thanksgiving Day program of song and heartfelt gratitude.
You can listen to Life is a Gift at 12 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. Thanksgiving Day right here on Kcaa 1050 a.m. and 106.5 FM.
We have our friend and longtime partner, Howard Russell, who is the CEO and president of Christian Healthcare Ministries. Howard, it works. It's affordable for followers of Christ. This is, in fact, an actual ministry. It's not just a word in the title of your organization.
There's a wonderful model that members in all 50 states, they pay a monthly membership fee. If they have medical bills, they send those bills into us. We send the money to the member who then pays the bills. That model works because it finds its basis in the Bible in Acts chapters 2 and 4. That's what we do, and we are legal, plus we are more affordable.
You can go to chministries.org. That's chministries.org. And on their website, you can get every answer that you could possibly ever need, and you can communicate with their amazing team. So check it out now, chministries.org.
This is KCAA.
I am wearing Black Flies, my complete wardrobe. Black Flies shirt, Black Flies hat, and of course the legendary Black Flies shades. The ones I have on now, they're the lighter colored lenses. I've also got a pair of Sublime shades. They're also called the King shades. It's a cross between Elvis and the band Sublime. But then they've got all kinds of eyewear at Black Flies. Since 1991, a partying company and a lifestyle that's legendary. You can get it all at House of Flies in Costa Mesa. And don't forget Black Fly Day. That's right. The Friday after Thanksgiving. Great deals on all Black Flies eyewear. Tell them Poor Man sent you, and I'll give you a nice kiss. Mwah. House of Flies in Costa Mesa, 17th and Newport Boulevard. See you there.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
KCAA invites you to join Dr. Donald Gabriel Jolly for What's It All About? He's never without words.
I have an opinion about everything.
He talks about everything.
You can say, I love you, and be fired by the power of the crotch instead of the real meaning of love. You have an illness. It is called terminal acute hornitis.
Join Dr. Jolly for What's It All About? 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon on KCAA 1050 AM.
We're all well aware Christmas is breathing down our neck. Merry Christmas to you. I love Christmas. It's coming fast. I will be at home on Friday. I know how to save money on Black Friday. Don't go to the store. See, poof, I just saved money, just like that. Sharon will come home, however, telling me all the money she saved me. But, hey, don't go to the store without a list. I'll tell you that. You'll get yourself in trouble. Yeah, Christmas is coming up, and we want to teach you this year to do Christmas right. Doing Christmas right means doing it like an adult. You're not a child. Be a grown-up. Put your big boy pants on, your big girl pants on. And, be an adult. Adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. So go over to everydollar.com and get your budget started for free and set yourself up a Christmas budget. That's one thing you do to do Christmas right. Another thing you do Christmas right is be thoughtful about your gifts. And I don't mean you didn't think about them in the past, but the older I get, the more I want to give gifts that have meaning and that change people's lives and or really, really have some kind of deep significance to them. This idea of just buying another plastic thingy is just way off my list. I'm just done with that kind of stuff. So do Christmas right. Part of our Do Christmas Right this year is we're doing a Do Christmas Right $100,000 giveaway. If you haven't heard, during the holidays, we are giving away $100,000. Yep. In cash and in goodies. Lots of goodies. Like this week, some people will win. One person's going to win $10,000 cash. We're going to do a drawing. We'll probably do that on the air next week. We'll give it away, but the drawing will be from people that enter this week. And on top of that, 100 people are going to win a free copy of the Financial Peace University Home Study Kit. How do I register, you say? Well, you go to DaveRamsey.com and you enter for free your email once a day. If you enter more than that, it just gets thrown out, so you're wasting your time. Don't waste our time or your time. Doesn't waste our time. It's automated. We throw you out. But just enter once a day, your email address, and no purchase is necessary, of course. And we're going to give away $10,000 cash. That's part of it. Wow. I mean, that's pretty cool. And 100 people, if you don't win that, you might be one of the ones that wins a Financial Peace University Home Study Kit. On top of that, our annual $10 sale is underway. That's our best books. Many New York. I've got 5 New York Times best-selling books. I've got I've got one other book that's a national bestseller. Didn't make the New York Times. Is The Legacy Journey. It was number 2 on the Wall Street Journal. And so swing by and stock up on the sale for $10 for these $26 books, like EntreLeadership, number one on the New York Times. Smart Money, Smart Kids, number one on the New York Times. Total Money Makeover, 200 weeks on the New York Times. Whew, boom, just like that. So check it out. Very cool stuff. $10 sale on the books, DVDs, CDs at DaveRamsey.com. But no purchase necessary to sign up for the $100,000 giveaway. Cincinnati's calling, and that's Ryan on the line. Hey, Ryan, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful for the grace, mercy, and forgiveness that our Lord gives us each and every day, and for my family that is both immediate and abroad.
Amen. Very cool. All right. How can I help today?
Well, I have myself a unique situation. I'm a father of 4, and I have one child that has actually started to make it big in the modeling and the acting world. And she has earned herself a contract in New York for approximately a month, with the figures looking around the neighborhood of anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 for a 5-week stint.
And how old is she?
She is 11.
Okay. All right, cool.
The situation is that her mother and I are divorced, and we do not have the same view as far as like how money should be handled. And then you probably are aware of this. I know in New York they have to have an UNDA account, which is federated by New York State, that 15% of their gross has to go into this account. And then she also has to have a work permit. So in lieu to this, I was just wondering, how can I teach my daughter to handle money properly this young with that amount?
Well, it's not an ideal situation, of course, because a lot of what you teach her, it sounds like her mom is going to try to undo. And so you've got to be very careful to not trash mom, but just talk about what happens at your house. As for me and my house, this is how we do it. And I love you, and this is what I want you to do. I know you're 11, and I know your emotions are telling you other things, but here's what wisdom is. Now, I don't know, how much control physically do you have over this situation?
Well, our decree is that we have joint custody of her.
Right. What about the money?
I'm residential during the school year.
What about the money? What would the decree say about this money?
Well, we are in discussions with the lawyer, but as far as it has been so far, is that both parents have 50-50 say in how the money gets handled. And she has earned some money thus far, and it's been pretty much even Steven with it, as far as like telling her how she can handle it. It hasn't been quite this amount, though.
Even Steven, meaning that half of the money mom tells her what to do and half of it you tell her what to do?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you can control that $30,000, and you can begin to teach her why you're doing what you're doing. Now, what is it you're wanting to do that is different from your ex?
Well, I want to teach you the principle of saving and how not to be in debt and things of that nature, and not to become worldly. You know, which is just not go out there and blow the money on monetary things that are only going to last.
Now, what the crap does an 11-year-old need this $30,000?
That is the question in hand.
I mean, what in the world could she possibly want that your ex thinks is a great idea that's $30,000?
Well, with her having access to it, I'm not quite sure. You know, stupid cars or, you know, a house or something along those lines.
Well, you can't buy a car or a house when you're 11.
No, but her mother could use that money to do that. And I guess I'm out of control with that, right?
No, if her mother steals her money and uses it for her own use, then I would have her mother it before the judge.
Okay.
It's not, if she misuses this child's money, that's like a child actor or whatever, where their parent is abusing them and stealing their money.
Right,
and, you know, and you watch over that. So let me tell you, I would put X on notice, not in front of the child, but that if she does something that is unwieldy with this money and she uses the money personally, then I'm going to drag her before the judge for theft.
Yes, sir.
And now you can be as kind or as tactful as you want to be with that. But now, if you just don't agree with what she's allowing the 11-year-old to do, there's not a lot you can do with that. But if she goes and buys a car with her daughter's money, that's theft.
Okay.
At this stage of the game. And so it's not her money. And now normally in a regular household, I mean, you know, you got to look at different things, but this is a weird situation. So then on your side, you need to have a balance between some spending, which is not your nature, some giving,
Exactly.
and some investing. And I'm going to make the kid, with the $30,000 I've got control of in this situation, do all three of those things under my guidance, because it's not really about the money. It's really about me teaching this kid to not be destroyed by the money and to get good use of it, for teaching them to have, because maybe she's got the ability to earn millions of dollars as an adult. And that millions of dollars of earning will ruin her life if she does not have the character to make decisions in those three areas: giving, saving, and spending.
Yes, sir, exactly, and that is one of my fears.
Yeah, and darling, I'm going to put my arm around you, and I'm going to walk with you, and as your dad, I'm going to make you do all three of these wisely. And that doesn't mean she's only got $1,000. I mean, if the kid wants to buy something that's a little bit over the top, well, her income's a little bit over the top.
Right.
Which is not going to, it's not going to set right with you, but you probably need to loosen up and do that. But she also needs to be investing heavily and giving heavily out of this money. She needs to learn those three disciplines. I'm more concerned about her learning for her future than I am what happens to this money. If all this money goes away and she doesn't have anything but she gets the lesson, she'll be fine. It's more important about that than the money, actual money. It's the size of the money that creates the mess here, and the world that she's entering in with her mother, who's nothing wrong with the modeling world, but entering in with a mother that hasn't got a brain, that's a bad idea. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is my wife, Dina, here, and we've got Ernie along with us here. So listening to
Dina, KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
California headline news. California airports will be the busiest in the nation on this busiest travel holiday weekend of the year. That's according to Orbitz. They say that more than 60% of Americans will be traveling for the holiday. Website spokeswoman Marita Hudson-Thomas says there are things you can do, though, on those airport security lines to make things move a little quicker.
311 still in effect. Liquids in the 3-ounce or less bottles fitting in 1-quart size bags. Wear easy slip-off shoes and take the laptops out of your bags.
Meanwhile, we're being told that nothing is too silly when it comes to reporting suspicious activity while traveling. Kelly Houston with the State Office of Emergency Services says being vigilant could stop a terrorist attack in our own backyard. So if you see something, say something.
You and everybody else that's out working and living in the communities, noticing something out of the ordinary and reporting it.
Geico Weather, look for spotty showers and gusty winds across Southern California. I'm John Gilliland. This is California Headline News.
Every single time you cough, a small miracle occurs. You create a cough cloud. Thousands of liquid droplets exit your mouth, shimmering like stars surfing on your breath. If you could see this cloud of saliva, it would be beautiful, until it landed on your co-worker Barbara's chin.
Or don't get Barbara sick. Take Robitussin DM Max instead. It soothes and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin DM Max, because it's never just a cough. Use as directed.
Do you freak out every time you break out? Try Proactive. There's a huge reason Proactive is the #1 acne treatment. It totally works. For just $19.95, you'll get Proactive and a rotating deep cleansing brush. A $45 value, yours free. For only $19.95, you're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear, or your money back. Here's the number, 1-800-644-5944. Call now for a lifetime of beautiful skin. 1-800-644-5944.
Hey Di, do you know that many people have no idea that the Carousel Mall is actually open?
What? Do you tell them that that's where KCAA is located?
Of course, but there's more than just KCAA here.
Oh, I know. It's a totally great place for a girls' outing. Here at the Carousel Mall, there's Mega Beauty Supply.
And it's huge.
Yeah, the biggest beauty supply store I've ever seen. And they have wigs and extensions.
Then there's Backstreet Beauty Salon and Daniel's Jewelers, a store, by the way, for girls and guys.
Yes, and Nail Fashions, where they do waxing and eyelash extensions. There's Lisa's Threading. You know, Mark, eyebrow threading is a big thing nowadays.
I do know about Mr. Hughes.
Yes, when you're ready for lunch, it's Mr. Yu's Chinese restaurant.
Best of all, Mr. Yu's is right next to KCAA.
Yes, all this located in the Carousel Mall, right off the 215, the 2nd and 3rd Street exit.
Come visit the Carousel Mall. We're open.
For more info, go to kcaaradio.com.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path that's right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that is a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
For those of you traveling by air to celebrate this holiday season, LA Ontario International Airport wants you and your family to have a fun and safe trip. For your convenience,
remember, TSA travel rules are for your safety and those of others. LA Ontario International Airport reminds you to arrive early and check with your airlines for flight delays or cancellations.
ONT offers 62 daily flights to 15 nonstop western cities. This year, Santa brings your airport the Pause Pet Assisting with Smiles stress relief program. So, make sure to stop and pause a while, then sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. For more airport information, please visit us at lawa.org.
Hi, Leif Erickson for Snow Country. A fast start to the season for many of our mountains is helping putting last year into the rearview mirror rather quickly. We always love talking about skiing before Thanksgiving, and we have it, plus a good chance of maybe seeing some more snow in some of the higher elevations before the holiday always gets you going. Mountain High with 5 early season runs right now, going from 8:30 until 4, while Snow Summit offers up over half a dozen runs, and they've seen about 5 or 6 inches of natural snow just in the past week. Bear Mountain offering up nearly half a dozen runs as they go daily from 9 until 4. Mammoth, a great selection for early in the season with 75 runs, so all abilities finding something to do there. Arizona off to a fast start with Sunrise Park at 24 pack powder trails. Arizona Snowbowl seeing a nice 10-inch dumping of snow last week, 29 runs. More at snowcountry.com. Leif Erickson for KCAA, 1050 AM and the all-new 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Welcome to a Thanksgiving Eve special edition of the Dave Ramsey Show. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful I get to sit here and do this all these years, and that more of you listen every year, and more cities carry the show every year. 567 radio stations now, with just under 12 million listeners, including the podcast right now. Pretty incredible. So thank you, America. We're honored by that. We really appreciate it. Here in the lobby of the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, Jonathan and Janelle are joining us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, great. How are you? Good.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So you're here to do a debt-free scream?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Where are you from?
We live here in Nashville.
Oh, we're neighbors then.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Before we get started, what are you thankful for?
Jesus. Yeah, for sure.
My husband.
Husband, wife, and family. We've been blessed with great relationships.
Very cool. Good. Okay, how much debt have you guys paid off?
$122,000, give or take.
I love it. And how long did that take you?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. Excellent. Making what kind of money?
We started at about $75,000 and got up to $125,000, and we're back around $100,000 roughly.
Okay, cool. What do you guys do for a living?
I write software, and she sells clothing, and we get to be
I'm
parents.
a mama. Yep.
Yeah.
And a mama. That works. Very cool. What kind of debt was the $122,000? What'd you people buy?
College.
Well, she bought college, and I bought a lot of stupid stuff. So,
what kind of stupid stuff?
Car debt, personal loans, doctor bill, credit card, a bed. I don't know, pretty much everything.
You guys are kind of normal.
Yeah. Well, it was me. It was me. I did it. That was before we got married. So
okay,
I did it.
And how much of the 122 was the student loans?
Probably about 90.
Okay. All right.
That's a lot.
So
a lot.
A bunch of it.
lot.
Okay. Cool. And what's your degree in?
Mine's computer science.
And I have a bachelor's in business and a master's in counseling.
Oh, excellent. Very good. Okay, cool. So tell me the story. What happened 4 years ago that put you guys on this journey?
Well, our anniversary is actually tomorrow. And
4-year anniversary.
Yeah, 4-year anniversary. So I met her and wanted to buy an engagement ring and looked around and I didn't have any money. And so then I figured I should probably get on top of that, especially if I'm going to be a husband and a father. So she was already good with her money. I was stupid with my money. So that.
Give or take 90 grand worth of student loan debt.
Yeah. Smarter maybe.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So yeah, buying an engagement ring was what really set me off. And then we both agreed that we wanted to be good stewards of what we were given. So we started on your plan.
Okay. So how'd you get the money for the engagement ring?
I saved. I stopped being stupid.
Okay. Just rolled up your sleeves. The first goal is, before I start anything, we got to get the ring done.
Yep.
And then you guys get married and you decide to work on this together. Tell me how that all worked. What happened there?
It was great. Well, we had our wedding, and so we wanted to cash flow that. And so I think that was probably the biggest thing that got us started, was having to plan that, because she had her dreams for a wedding. I obviously wanted to serve those while still being good stewards of our money. And so that was a good test of learning how to say no to certain things that seemed really important, but still in focusing on the relationships. That was our big thing. So when we realized it was really about relationships and not about the big thing at the wedding, that helped kind of set a path for how we spent money for the time we were married. So
what'd you spend on the wedding?
Probably about 10 or 15,000.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it a good wedding?
Oh, it was awesome. We spent a week in Destin with friends and family. It was awesome. We loved it.
On the beach, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Okay.
And cash flowed it all, of course.
Good.
Yes.
Very cool. Good. So that kind of started the whole process. Was there good full disclosure? You both knew what you were getting into money-wise?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay.
It was great. We've been on the same page. We've been very blessed. In that
Okay,
way.
so you get married, you paid for the wedding, and then you start chipping away at this debt. Tell me how that worked. What happened? You come home from the honeymoon, you say, okay, game on.
Yeah, I think once we decided, we bought your CDs, and I was familiar with most of it, but we listened to them together to make sure we were on the same page, and make sure she was really inspired, because I was already, I was really ready to do it. And then from there, it was just every month the bills come in, and you pay them, and you just do it. Once it was decided in my mind, it was kind of done. It just took time to get done.
Okay, so Janelle, he decides he's going to wake up, and the ring wakes him up, and then we do the wedding, and now he's got the CDs and making you listen to Dave Ramsey and all this kind of stuff. So what were you doing? I mean, were you on board, or were you kind of like holding back a little bit?
No. I was the good person with money.
She was.
I was the saver. No, it was, I think the hardest thing for me before marrying him, and then after, was believing that it would actually happen, that there would come this day that we're celebrating today that we're actually debt free.
So you during the average month, you were taking care of money, ignoring the $90,000 monster in the closet.
Well,
you were just you're kind of pushing that. I mean, you were saying I didn't think I could ever get there. Now you're saying you thought you could get there.
Well, her income was smaller than mine, and so that was the thing, right?
Okay,
so
you didn't think you would ever get there, you said, and then you said, I thought I could get there.
That was the struggle as far as believing that, will we ever be here? Yes, we're finally here, you know.
So now that you're here, was it harder or easier than you thought when you started?
I don't know. I mean, there were definitely times when it was hard because you had to say no to things.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go out to eat, or let's go on this vacation. Sorry, guys, we're getting out of debt. And people would kind of make fun of you. Oh, you debt-free people, you frugal. And it's like, it's so worth it.
Yeah. I don't think it was harder for me. I think it was just, like I said, once it was set that we were doing it, it was just kind of like, all right, it's coming, and you just kind of got to be patient. So it was hard being patient, that you look at the number and it doesn't go down as fast. So I would say that was harder.
You just flow charted it, and you're just walking right through the flow chart.
Exactly.
Ding, ding, ding. I can tell you're a developer. What you're doing. All right. Cool. Very cool. Congratulations. How's it feel now?
Oh, it's awesome. We look at our budget now, and the question is not what debt we're going to pay off, it's who we're going to give to, and that's really fun.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Very cool.
And,
good for
and
you.
Seeing her, now she's doing her business and seeing her flourish is really makes it worth it.
Yeah, I predict the business goes zoom now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I imagine it will. Because most businesses, when you get out of debt, it frees you up. It frees your brain up. You didn't realize you were using part of your brain to just worry. And then when that part's not used anymore, it frees up your creativity and your energy and everything else. It's pretty cool. Very neat stuff, you guys. So what do you tell those people who used to make fun of you when they now ask, how did you do that? How did you get out of debt?
Discipline. Agreeing.
Agree, and it's
being in agreement.
It's worth it. Yeah. When you
what was the biggest fight you had?
We just don't. I told friends, I don't think we've ever had a single
I know we don't
fight about money, just because we agreed. One thing that we say that you said is right. It's agreeing about your dreams, right?
Yeah.
We sit down and we say, this is what we want as a family, just as believers. What does that mean? And then your money. Your money points to that, right? So we just agreed on those things, and so
that's a big deal to be in unity.
Yeah, it's a very big deal.
All right.
But we just tell them it's worth it. It's just worth it, and if you really believe that you're a steward of God's money, then if you think that way, you're just like, all right, what am I doing? Okay, well, I spent $500 at the casino. I don't think that was in God's plan for that money. So,
yeah. And we call that fun. Yeah. I love it. Well, congratulations, you two. Very, very well done. Jonathan and Janelle from right here in Nashville. $122,000 paid off in 4 years, making 75 to 125, then to 100. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! All right. Love it, love it, love it. For those of you listening on radio didn't get the full picture, they handed in their beautiful baby just as they got ready to scream, we're debt-free. Cute, cute, cute. Now, that'll give you some motivation right there, too. A little changing the family tree action. By the way, you can watch this show if you want to see these things happen at DaveRamsey.com, or you can download the Dave Ramsey Show app that's free for your iPhone or iPad. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and all the debt-free screams are sent to you automatically because you're a subscriber of our YouTube channel, along with other things that happen here on the show. We send out YouTubes pretty regularly, little segments of the show, give you little sound bites here or there. Things to teach you, things to inspire you, and your debt-free screams. So you can find them all at YouTube. All of that, by the way, is free. Happy Thanksgiving.
With other companies, I always felt I was not kept in the loop. So coming to the final day at signing, I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. I just knew I had to sign a bunch of papers. But with Churchill Mortgage, I knew exactly what was expected of me and what was going to happen. There was no surprises.
Call Churchill Mortgage today or visit us online to discover why we're the only mortgage company Dave Ramsey has ever endorsed.
This is KCAA.
And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features
Dennis Baxter from Habitat for Humanity,
Thank you, George. I'm very proud that Habitat for Humanity San Bernardino area has been serving the residents of the area since 1992, so that's 24 years of building homes and building hope. Each partner family participates in our own curriculum in the greater San Bernardino area that provides guidance and resources to a successful long-term experience as being a homeowner. We have financial literacy classes that they go through so they understand the difference between being a homeowner and being a renter. Our Brush with Kindness program helps out low-income folks with, simple chores around the house. And, of course, our Restore, located in Redlands, is a real part of our fundraising effort. So it's building homes, it's building hope. Folks can give us a call at 909-478-1176 or habitatsb.org.
This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
My mama told me when I was young, we're all born superstars. She rolled my hair, put my lipstick on, in a glass of her boudoir. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause he made you perfect, babe.
Thank you for joining us, America. Welcome to the Thanksgiving Eve special of the Dave Ramsey Show. Tony is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What are you thankful for, Tony?
Well, I am thankful for my now healthy wife and premature son.
Ah, very cool. Sounds like an eventful year. How can I help today, sir?
To say the least. Well, my question is, so we went through FPU last year and made it through base step 1 into 2. Now we're back on 1 after this baby, and trying to find out with all these medical bills and stuff, our budget's really stretched. So where do we draw the line of taking care of the 4 walls and paying everybody that is sending us a bill, if that makes sense?
Yeah, sure. Well, when you don't have enough money to take care of your necessities and all of your bills, which is what you're saying, then you have to draw a line somewhere. And what we've had to teach people to do over the years is it's a temporary thing, and it's a painful thing, but you have to decide intentionally who you're not going to pay. Because you can't pay everybody this month. Now, we'll get to them, but this month we can't. And the 4 walls means this. You have to keep up the 4 walls that hold your home up, which are basic necessities. And if you keep that going, and the other stuff is just bills you're behind on, you'll get to them eventually, hopefully sooner rather than later. But you cannot choose to not buy food because you kept current on your medical bills. That's ridiculous. Right. And so food is one of the items that keeps your 4 walls standing up. Now, we're not going out to eat at a 5-star restaurant. That's not food. That's luxury. But we are buying basic groceries, cooking at home from scratch, and, feeding our family. We're not going to not feed our family so we can pay a debt. That's ridiculous. So you take care of food. You take care of shelter, which means you pay your rent or your house payment. So don't tell me you're current on your medical bills or you're current with stupid MasterCard and you're behind on your mortgage. Your mortgage is first, right after food. And then lights and water. You have to keep lights on and water on. Basic necessities. Now, you don't need a $300 a month cable bill, but you do need basic necessities, basic utilities, right?
Right.
And, and then transportation, basic transportation. And that means keeping gas in the car as well, keeping tires on the car as well, because you got to go to work. If you don't go to work, you don't have any money. So we have to keep those things flowing as well. So, the basic necessities. Now, we don't use that to justify a luxury purchase while we hadn't paid our bills. That's not what I'm talking about. But food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and utilities, you probably don't need any clothes. You can probably get by with the clothes you got for a little while. But if there's something that falls a basic item under the clothing heading, that's fine. But do we need a more fashionable winter coat? No. That's a want. That's not a need. And not until you get current on your bills and you get your medical bills caught up. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess when you get to that point, how do you go about approaching those people that you're like, I really want to pay you, we can't right now?
If you want to call them, you can call them and tell them that. It probably won't make any difference at all.
Okay.
Or if they call you, you can just tell them that. Now, the thing is, you don't have to accept abuse from them. There's no obligation for that. And so if they decide they're going to, try some collections tactic, which generally means they're going to be jerks, and they're going to try to push you around or threaten you or call you names or something, then let them talk to a dial tone at that point. But if you want to reach out to them, that's fine. Or if you want to just respond and go, here's the situation. We had a premature child, and, we take care of our financial counselor has told us to take care of food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and utilities first. We have done that this month, and that did not leave us enough to take care of you this month. We are working very hard to clear this up. We've got some things for sale. I'm taking an extra job. I will get back to you, and we're going to get this cleared up. But I can't make you a promise this month, and I can't give you any money this month because the promise would be based on a guess, and I don't have any money, and so I'm not, and no amount of yelling or unpleasantness by you is going to change that. But I'm willing to update you and tell you what's going on. And if you want to call in and tell them that, that's fine. I can tell you sometimes you'll get a decent response, but most of the time you won't.
Okay.
So just be aware of that. Now, how much in medical bills out of your pocket that your health insurance did not cover is coming at you?
Well, after our emergency fund and some generous gifts from family and friends, we have probably about $2,000 left.
Oh, good. Hardly any at all, then. Hardly any at all. What's your household income?
Waiting for some other.
Well, what's your household income?
80.
Oh, you don't have this knocked out in no time, dude.
Well, we're still recovering from some other. We had a stillborn a year ago. We're still paying off those medical bills. And
okay, how much in debt do you have?
Probably into the 90s.
And how much of that is medical?
The top of my head, probably 9.
Okay, what's the rest of that?
Student loans, pretty much.
Okay, tell the student loans they're on deferral. I'm putting you on hardship deferral. I'm not paying you a dime today. How much do you owe on your cars?
Let's see, well, we have 2, between the two, maybe 16, I think.
Okay. So cars are a little bit of the problem, but not a ton. If one of those is over 12, you may want to look at moving that one along, but and getting you something cheaper. But that's not the problem. Here's what you're facing, Tony. Okay, the math you're giving me is not overwhelming. You got $9,000 from stillborn. You got $2,000 from the preemie. You got a bunch of student loans that are laying there that you just don't pay. Whoopee, for a little while. You'll get to them. You got to keep your cars current. You may or may not need to move down in car. All of that as a ratio against 80 gives me a lot of hope that within 6 months you're in really, really good control and on your way out of debt. You're not going to pay off 90 in 6 months. I don't mean that, but you are going to get rid of these 2 medical bills. Here's what's happening, though. The medical bills are both associated with very traumatic, hurtful, scary, heart-wrenching things, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens is every time you write one of those checks, it rips your heart out, and it puts it right up there on the kitchen table with the bills. And so this thing is emotionally overwhelming, and that doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a good dad and a good man. You wouldn't be a human if it wasn't emotionally overwhelming. So I'm going to give you permission to be emotionally overwhelmed, but I want you to hear encouragement from me that the math you're giving me is not overwhelming. So if you can not be a psychopath, I don't want you to do that, but to the extent you can move the emotions over to the side and just look at the math, you're going to see what I'm seeing, that this is very doable. Well, the way you were talking when you called in, I thought I was going to hear $500,000 in medical bills and an $80,000 income, and I hear $2,000.
Yeah, well, assuming they cover the one that's pending.
Well, it's going to be. It's going to be. The point is, this is doable. A $2,000 bill, a $9,000 bill with an $80,000 income are doable. And even knocking out some car debt is doable. Now, the student loan, we're going to have to roll up our sleeves and punch that thing a little bit later. It's further down the debt snowball, though, which you remember from Financial Peace University, right? So here's the thing. You guys have had your heart ripped out and stomped on, and it just makes it hard to fight any fight because your emotional gas tank has been used on babies, right?
Yeah, 100 days in the hospital.
You bet, man. And you can't think about nothing else. You've been fighting to win this one, and you won this one, and you got one in heaven. So, it's just, God, man, I can't breathe talking to you, and it didn't even happen to me. So I get that you guys are hurting, and I want to give you permission to hurt, but you called me about the money, so in the mix of that, I also want to give you encouragement and say, mathematically, as soon as you guys can heal a little bit and grieve a little bit and get past the overwhelming odds you've been facing on these things, then this thing's going to turn mathematically pretty quick. And it's okay if it doesn't for a little while. You're going to get there, though. This is not going to take you out. You're going to make it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hey, God bless you, brother. I'm thankful you called me today. I'm honored to speak to you. And as you get through this and as you're walking through it, you call me back if you need help. Meantime, feed your family, keep the lights on, keep the house payment paid and the car's payments paid, and keep gas in the cars, and then you live to fight another day. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books.
AM 1050 and 106.5 is proud to announce that we are a collection station for Random Act of Kindness, an annual toy drive coordinated by Music Changing Lives in Redlands. This year, Random Act of Kindness is in special need of gifts for teens, such as electronics, music instruments, bicycles, remote control vehicles, and